you difficult beauty. SunAh, how are you?
Hello, I am doing so well. How are you doing, Difficult Beauty?
I'm doing absolutely amazing. Things are getting easier around the house without the
Mm.
boys here. So, it's been an interesting couple of weeks since the boys went back to school, of course. Report cards came at the end of last week.
Ooh, they still do
And
those in a
they
pandemic?
still they still doing, baby. And we were not happy with that oldest one report card. I mean,
Uh-oh.
yeah, he is definitely struggling, but I think he could have done much better than he did because that's my son. I know his potential.
Right.
So he's punished. Look, he cut up when I took his phone. You know how
No,
they,
he did
they are.
not.
He didn't clown until I said, "Give me the phone." Ooh, I saw another side of my son. I said, "Oh, what's in that phone? He don't want me to see." Baby,
Ooh.
as soon as I took that phone, I had that phone in front of me, and he was sitting right there,
He
and
was
I
getting
saw
nervous. He was
his
sweating.
nervous. Baby, he had facial recognition on his phone. First of all, but his
Bring that face over here.
right, but his notifications come through. And so this young lady, I noticed they had a black heart around her name, kept on hitting them like, I guess she was like, baby, where you at? I don't know what she, but what's ironic is the girl's name is the same name as my mom, Diana. I said, oh, the irony of it.
Ooh
Oh, ain't
wee.
that something? But when I asked him about Diana, he did not give me any details. He was just like, that's a friend. I'm like, okay, okay.
Okay, then. You about
Okay,
to
well,
lose your friend if
you about to, baby, you will see her ass at school
right. You
because
and
you
then you
punish. You was punished. You was punished. But what you been up to since
Ooh-wee.
this last week, Sanaa?
Well, let me tell you what I realized. I looked at my calendar. We are in week 10 of the semester.
Oh,
And I got excited because you know what? There are
what?
only 14 weeks in this
Oh, look
semester.
at you. You got
So
FOMO.
four more. We are almost at the end, and I'm just like, oh my goodness! Like, there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
We're, winding on down.
Holidays
And
coming up.
holidays are coming
Oh,
up.
I wonder what the holidays are going to be like this year.
Will there be holidays this year? Are holidays canceled?
Right. Like, I know they're going to be different. Like, are people
Yes.
actually going to get together? I don't know.
I think some people will because, it's just so weird right now. We've been, dealing with COVID for so many months. And I know for a lot of people, they never really, thought it was anything to worry about. So for some
Mhm.
people, it's just kind of like business as usual. So I think a lot of people will still get together. And then
Mhm.
for people who have been more cautious, I think, they won't get together.
Yes. And what's interesting to me is like, scrolling down social media actually yesterday, our first woman to watch, Unira, she has COVID. I saw her post
Yes.
it. And it's just
Yes.
amazing, like the people that that are getting this, whatever, what do we call it? A ill
Virus.
virus,
Yeah.
this virus, and how because she's very transparent
Mhm.
on how it has affected her. She was like, when her booty started aching, what she was calling it, booty COVID or something like that.
Yes.
She knew something was wrong. But she was encouraging everybody get tested, even if you think it's just a sinus infection. It could
Yeah.
be much more than that. So yeah, it's interesting to see because some people that I know that contracted COVID are no longer here as well. So you just never know how it's gonna affect you. So
Right. Absolutely. So true. So true.
wow. So what's going on in the world, Sanaa Marie?
Whew, well, of course, we can't forget COVID and we can't forget the election. So, just of
No.
course, a little quick, blurb. Y'all know that tomorrow we actually will have the final presidential debates.
Ooh, it's gonna be ugly, honey.
Well, it's not going to be as ugly as the first one because this time they will be muting the mics. So if it's not their
Okay.
turn, those mics will be muted.
I'm surprised
So,
they're just now incorporating the mute.
right,
Like
exactly. Come on, y'all.
I guess they figured like they're not gonna act right, so we're gonna, let them know ahead of time. This mute will be
Right.
going off. Wow. Well,
So
both of them need it though, because both of them go tit for tat.
Absolutely. So definitely tune in tomorrow. It's Thursday night. Watch this final debate. Definitely make sure you go vote. Early voting. You still have some time with early voting.
Yes.
So get it done.
Yes, because election is around the corner, baby.
Right around the corner. We just have a couple weeks until official election day, even though I predict we will not have the results until maybe a week or even 2 weeks later.
Why you say that?
Because, the mail-in votes, there's still, different states are saying they'll allow extra time, right, to get those mail-in votes in and to get them counted. So that could already extend it a couple days. And then, y'all's president is going to act a fool and want, recounts or delay or cancellation, like who knows what will happen. So I don't think that we'll know that night. Like, I don't think it'll be official that night. Like, we'll know something, but we won't know the official results.
I think it's going to be a close call. And Trump is already talking about what he's going to do if he doesn't win.
Right, what he will or won't do.
We going to see what you will or won't do. Ooh.
Absolutely.
What else, honey?
Well, I think thinking about all these politics, I just want to talk a little bit about Kamala Harris, and they need to put some respect on her name. Just throughout, ever since she was announced as the VP pick, people have been really making fun of her name, mispronouncing it on purpose. Of course, last week we saw Georgia Senator David Perdue go out of his way to mispronounce her name.
How did he say it, SunAh?
He was like Kamala Mamala or some, stuff like that. Yes.
Oh, he went in on it.
He went in, and he is a senator, and he and Kamala have been working together since 2017. They even served on a committee together. So this is not an accident. It is very intentional. And we've seen other people, other elected officials or just aides and, commentators say, oh, it was an accident or it's not a big deal.
It is a big deal.
Exactly.
Because let me tell you something. My name has been mispronounced all my life, and I make sure I let folks know how to pronounce it. And I know you have had issues because you even put on your social media handle, say my name. What you put, SunAh?
Yes,
get it right.
Get it right. I mean, people mispronounce my name all the time. And I understand, like, if you don't know, like, you just kind of go for, whatever, and you take your best shot. But I'm going to correct you. And that's not, it's my name. So you have to get it right.
Right.
Like, y'all, respect people enough to call them by their name and pronounce it correctly. And don't act like you don't know your coworker's name. Like,
you've heard it pronounced many a time. And some people, like you said, they're going for it. They're trying to pronounce it right. But some people intentionally mess it up. You know what I'm saying? So you out there that do that, look,
get it right, y'all. Get it right. Y'all know that's, we talk a lot about microaggressions, and I hate the term microaggression because it's not a microaggression. It is a macroaggression. It's very intentional, and it is, I'm just going to go ahead and let y'all know in case you're confused, it is rooted in racism.
It is.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. And so these folks need to get it together. So
now get her name right. Senator.
Get her name right. In other news, we are still in a pandemic, whether or not it seems like it or not. And we know that unemployment is continuing to rise. And since the beginning of the pandemic, over 11 million women have exited the workforce.
Wow, 11 million. That is a huge number. And it's so sad because so many women are like the breadwinners of the home. It's so many, single moms out here. This virus is affecting these women in horrible ways. And I really hate to hear that. I know we kind of talked earlier about this. You said it's really affecting the service sector. So, the moms, let me tell you something about the women. Women gonna do what they got to do to take care of their family. So they really need these jobs to support their kids. So many kids are virtual learning right now. It's just affecting them across the board. I think that's horrible. I don't even see that number changing. Like, I think it's going to get worse.
Absolutely. I think it definitely will get worse because a lot of women, they're disproportionately represented in the service industry. So those jobs, we already know aren't really rebounding. And it probably won't, for a while. So that's why we see so many women being disproportionately affected. And like you mentioned, single moms or women who are just responsible for childcare within their household. And we see childcare out of the household, doesn't exist anymore.
Right. And you know what, SunAh, honestly, truly, I don't know what I would do if I was not able to work from home, especially with, at the beginning of the school year, me not wanting my kids to go. So opting for the virtual learning, like, I don't know what I would do if I was not able to work from home because all of my, I guess, resources for childcare were immediately eliminated. So, I was doing YMCA aftercare with Eli because of my work schedule, me and my husband's work schedule. So, I guess it's really a blessing in disguise. My job is working with me. I'm still working from home, and now the kids are back at school, but just thinking about other women, they don't have that luxury. Like it's really hard on the women right now.
Absolutely. And within that number, we also see Latina women being even more disproportionately affected by that workforce because, again, about the focus on the service industry being so hard hit. And then, like you said, on the rebound, it's just going to be slower. Like it's going to be slower for women to get back in the workforce as well. So definitely thankful, if we have jobs that allow us to work from home, because like you said, like that has definitely been a saving grace, I know, for a lot of families.
Yes.
Absolutely. But speaking about working from home, all these Zoom meetings, and I know there's been a lot of snafus, of course, muting yourself, unmuting yourself, all that. But most recently, we see Jeffrey Toobin, CNN correspondent, contributor to The New Yorker, exposed himself.
Look, what did we see?
We saw a lot. Exposed himself on a Zoom call.
Unintentionally, though, right?
That's what he said. Unintentionally, he said he didn't know that the video was on. He didn't know that people would be able to see him.
So when that bottom, he must have stood up, and that bottom popped out, baby. He wanted us to see it, I think.
I think so too. Like, how did you not know?
But you know what? They were making a big joke about it this morning on the Breakfast Club. They were saying that he was jacking off. Everybody was like, was he really? But digging into it, we really don't know all the details just yet. I want to see the video. I
want to see the video too, but I've been scouring the internet, and that video is on lock.
Scrubbed.
Scrubbed off the internet. But I know somebody has it. Look, go ahead and release that. But
send it to us. Email it too.
Exactly. He's currently on leave, as you can imagine.
Wow. I wonder how long he's gonna be on leave.
Right. But have you had any Zoom snafus?
Luckily, no. Luckily, no. Because, honestly, like sometimes, like just on these Zooms, you're really just seeing the top, right? So I might put on like a cute top, but underneath, I might just have on like some little booty shorts or like some joggers or something. But the top gonna look different. Exactly. But I haven't had any, thank God. Have you?
I haven't either. I have not, but
we're real careful about it.
We are very careful. Look, oh my goodness, we are so careful. But I remember early on in the pandemic, and folks probably saw this video of like a woman who was on a group call, and she's like walking to the bathroom, and then she starts using the bathroom, and everybody else is on the call looking like, oh my gosh, she doesn't know that like we can see her, like. And then it's awkward because it's like, do you say something? Yes, you should 100% say something. Like, don't sit here and watch someone use the bathroom or expose themselves or whatever. Like, you should say something.
Right. But I've heard stories from different people about, little incidences happening on Zoom with people being exposed, or let's just say, your kids may be at the house, you cussing at your kids on the conference call, you thought you had it on no video or mute. And all kind of little things are happening. But yeah, he messed up with that thing out there like that. So
Put
we
that
gonna
thing
see.
away. We at work. We at work.
I'm like, what is the appropriate punishment for that? Like, he on leave, but like, how long he gonna be on leave? So like, we'll see.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, interesting news. Let's go ahead and get into Esco's Pop Talk. It's really juicy today, SunAh.
Yes, we love it.
So let's talk about Steph Curry's wife, Aisha Curry. Yesterday, she took to social media with a new hairdo. She went totally blonde. And I can honestly say she looks cute, in my opinion, with this blonde. So, she posting a picture rocking her blonde with her boo. Baby, the trolls came out. They talked so bad to her that Steph had to comment on her picture and say, baby, don't worry about them haters. When I thought you was somebody else in the bedroom. Hey, I was going to pull your wig off, blah, 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 blah. But this makes me think, why are people so obsessed with Aisha Curry? Every time she change a look up or post anything, people go in on her. Do you know why, SunAh?
I do know why. I saw the blonde, and it's funny because I was scrolling social media and it caught me off guard because I was like, who is this?
That?
Right?
She does look different. She does look different.
She looks a lot different, not only because of the hair, but then, she's lost a lot of, she's lost some weight and, stuff like that. But I think the thing is with Aisha, early on, she went very hard on wanting to cover her body and like women who show or flaunt their body or skin, like no man wants that. That's kind of, doing a lot of shaming. Yeah, that was definitely her platform, wanting to be kind of like this Christian wife, mom, purity, that type of thing. And now she's kind of moving into, for her, a little risque, right?
Right. She discovered her sexy side, I guess, since she's dropped a little weight and got some attention, right?
So I think that's kind of what it is. People are like, oh no, ma'am, remember when?
Lest we forget.
Right, exactly. Like, nope, you're gonna get all this criticism. Yep.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up. That's why. Because I'm like, oh, they so critical on her. But I guess she was very critical in the beginning, right?
Exactly.
Wow, interesting. Okay, so in other news, let's get into it. Back to politics. 50 Cent yesterday, he has endorsed Trump. And let me tell you why he endorsed Trump. 50 Cent took to his social media and he said that he don't even care if Trump don't like Black people. The only thing he's worried about is his tax rate, right? So in California, Biden had announced his tax plan, and for, I guess, California, it was like a 60% hike. So of course he doesn't like that because it's really kind of like tax on the rich, right? And once he saw that, he went in and fully supported Trump. And I just think it's a disgrace, like for him and his platform, only because of that. And you said you don't care if he don't like Black people. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? So you only concerned about the rich as well. So absolutely. I hated that. Did you see that yesterday, SunAh?
Yes, I did. And, I think that's what people, we've had a lot of conversations, or the conversation around like tax brackets and the different, kind of tax rates has come up a lot. And of course, it's very unpopular with the ultra wealthy, that's who, like you said, tax the rich. That's who it's affecting. The majority of Americans, there's no change, right? And for wealthy people, it's not like now 60% of your income is going to be gone. No, the rate at which you're being taxed is going to be different, right?
Yes.
And so I think it's easy for people to latch on to those big numbers and feel a certain type of way. But for the wealthy, it's not like it's going to really affect. Exactly. It's not really going to affect them. But I think you're right. The bigger part of 50 Cent saying like he doesn't care if Trump is racist. Exactly. So you are literally just about yourself.
Yes.
No. We hear that so often, that people are like, it's just about me and my money and everybody else. Like, it's your fault. You should have gotten wealthy and worked harder and, like taking care of yourself. And it's like, that's not how any of this works, but okay.
Right. 50 Cent likes to show his ass though.
He's a
Like
clown.
he's a clown. He's a clown and he continuously clowns on social media. It's like, to me, he wants a reaction. Like a lot of things that he does, I think it's, trying to trigger and provoke people anyway.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
also, speaking of politics and Trump, another rapper, Ice Cube. Not sure if you guys have heard about this, but
Yes.
he has a contract with Black people for Trump. So this is the thing. Ice Cube wanted to make a proposal for Black people for both Dems and Republicans. The Dems brushed him off, per what he said. And Trump, he welcomed him with open arms, of course. Come on in here, Ice Cube. Let me hear what you got to say. So some of the things that this proposal highlights is abolishing private prisons, eliminating mandated prison sentences. Just, it was a very short proposal, but of course, any kind of relationship, these entertainers have with Trump, people are going to go in quite naturally. It's very interesting to me that the Dems didn't want to hear him out. Therefore, he went to the other side. I've never heard him just really say that he's endorsing Trump. I've heard him say, hey, I presented this proposal.
Right.
He heard me out, but people, of course, went in on Ice Cube, baby.
Oh, yes. That one hurt my heart because I had such a big crush on Ice Cube when I was growing up. Yes, I did. I'm not ashamed to say I did. I had such a crush on him.
Was it his looks or was it his swag or was it a combination of both?
I think it was a little bit of both. And I'll give y'all some tea. When I was in high school, my high school boyfriend kind of favored Ice Cube a little bit too.
But we gotta go look in the
right. Let me see if I can find some pictures for y'all. But yes, I think the thing about all these celebrities, and it's interesting because it's very much Black male celebrities, specifically rappers, right, or some type of entertainers
that have influence.
Yes, and are, here hanging out with Trump, right, in some kind of way. And it's like, y'all, there are people, unfortunately, we are in celebrity culture and Trump is a celebrity himself. Mm-hmm. But there are so many people, not celebrities, who have been doing the work, like actually doing community engaged work, trying to get, movement on different policies. And we don't see those people because they're not celebrities. It's not easy to, say, oh, I know this person and think about them in that way. But on the other hand, it's like, Ice Cube, what have you been doing? We don't know. Are you, just been involved in politics all these years and we missed out on it or something?
No, he hasn't. He admitted that he only tuned into politics as of the last year. Like he only just started.
No, there are people who have been doing this work for decades. Like those are the people that we need to be talking to. And if celebrities really want to get involved, then what they can do is find the people who have actually been doing the work and support them in some kind of way. Instead of just
you rarely see that. You rarely see that because I think these celebrities, they want to take that recognition and that platform. Like I did it, like I proposed
That's
it. I
exactly
did it.
it. They want they want the credit. No, do you want the change or do you want the credit?
Right. So, I don't know if Ice Cube is going to get out of this little predicament he's put himself in, but I still see him tweeting daily. So we'll see how that pans out with Ice Cube. And lastly, in Esco's edition, for all of you ladies that enjoy Beyonce's Ivy Park line.
Yes.
She's coming out with a second edition on October 30th, like right before Halloween, right? And if you're not familiar with Ivy Park, it's like trendy athletic wear for women. You definitely can work out in it, or if you just want to be stylish with athletic fashion, because you're seeing a lot more athletic fashion now, right? Women are dressing up
the wave.
Athleisure. They're dressing up as joggers with some heels and things like that. Have you ever purchased any of these Ivy Parks, SunAh?
No, I have not. Have you?
It sells out. Like
I know. It's Yeah. So
It's
are
hard
you
to
going to
get.
be waiting, look, on the internet, trying to get your cart full?
You know what? When she came out with the first line, I did go on there to see if I would like anything and purchase anything. But of course, everything was sold out. I think it's cute because a lot of it was like maroons and
Yeah.
oranges, orange colors. But of course, Beyonce looks good in anything. You know how you
Right.
see a celebrity wear something, you like, oh, I want that, but is it gonna fit me like that?
It's
It's not
not.
that.
I'm gonna just let you know it's not. It's not. You know, I love the athleisure look. I love it. I love, just having on joggers, hoodies, all that. But it's not. I'm not gonna look like Beyonce. I do know that.
Mm-mm. But and you know what? I recently got some athleisure from like I think Misguided, and like of
Mhm.
course I'm not looking like that model had looked in that picture. I'm like I thought it was gonna fit me different.
The thing is, all those little tricks that, retailers use to kind of tuck in, make a waistline or,
Mhm.
accentuate some shoulders or sleeves. It doesn't always look like how you think it's going to look.
You're right. You're exactly right. So that's it, ladies. If you're interested in getting some of B's Ivy Park, October 30th is the date. And that's all for Esco's Pop Talk SunAh.
All right, got all that juice in
Juice.
today. Yes.
Mm.
Well, in SunAh's POV, today we are going to talk about vanity metrics. Y'all, since
Mm.
purpose over vanity is the tag, it just reminded me that, oftentimes we put out a lot of content or we share, things about ourselves on social media, and we're looking for those likes or we're looking for those comments. But I just want to encourage you all, the people who are meant to see your message will see your message.
Yes.
And through your vulnerability and honesty about challenges you overcome or even questions you may have, you're definitely keeping other people encouraged. It might not show up in the number of likes or the number of comments, but trust me, when you're operating in your purpose, is getting where it needs to go. So stay
Yes.
encouraged, y'all.
They encourage. I like that, SunAh. And the thing about it is people are so hung up on the likes. Guys, let me tell you something. If you're putting that positive energy out there, they are definitely watching and paying attention. First off, they are paying
Mm-hmm.
attention. So I mean, I agree with you. You know, the likes are not important, and so many people get discouraged by it. I'm glad you said something about that today. Because
Yes, yes.
people will really go into some big insecure zone if that picture or that post didn't get some likes, the likes they thought they would get.
Absolutely. And especially even like for creatives who have, made some piece of artwork or, music or whatever. And you're like, man, I put my all into this. And then, no one buys the single or no one, is purchasing the artwork. It can get a little discouraging at times for sure.
Yeah, but keep going. Keep
Keep
going.
going. We need you.
We do. We do. Keep putting everything out there. Put it out there.
Yes.
All right. Who's the woman to watch this week?
Oh, I'm so excited about this week's Woman to Watch. So this week we are featuring Anika Chebrolu, and I definitely know that I just mispronounced her last name.
No.
See, we talked about names. We talked about names, and I do apologize because I know that I mispronounced her name. But she is actually an eighth grader. Yes, that's right, an eighth grader, and she is one of the 2020 winners of 3M's Young Scientist Lab competition.
Wow.
So 3M, makes a call for young scientists, so middle schoolers and high schoolers. What are some of the big research projects you're working on? How are you advancing science, right? The children are our future. And Anika created, she was looking for a cure for COVID-19, right?
Mm.
But she ended up finding a molecule that binds to the flu protein, and that can be one way to help actually eliminate or combat the flu. So she
Wow.
was one of the winners, and how awesome is that? This young woman in
Eighth grade.
science, eighth grade, already
Yes.
making this, discovery, and that just goes to show you got to start somewhere, right? And just keep working at it.
That's amazing what she created to be so young. And
Yes.
it's not a lot of females that are young women or women in general in that field. So I'm really loving this woman to watch.
Yeah.
Anika. Anika. I'm
Yes.
not gonna try to say your last name though.
Yes. Young woman to watch. Yes, we
Young
love
woman
it.
to watch. You banging Anika. You on fire. You difficult beauty, you.
Yes.
All righty. Well, we have definitely enjoyed you guys. Like every week, if you know of a woman to watch that we should be watching and paying attention to that's just blazing trails and doing a thing, hit us up and let us know.
Definitely.
And we'll see you guys next week on A Difficult Beauty. Have a
See
good
ya.
one.